Hello and welcome back to another video, and it's going to be another Final Fantasy XIV video. So I hope you liked my last video about my review of A Realm Reborn, and I said in the outro of my last video that I'm going to be doing some videos to help some beginners, and now this is that video. I'm going to be giving you some major beginner tips to help you get started with this game. Now, Final Fantasy XIV can be overwhelming to begin with, especially if this is your first MMO. It can be overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me, and I played a crap ton of WoW, and I've played a crap ton of RuneScape, and I've played a crap ton of Elder Scrolls Online, and I played Guild Wars 2, and all of those things, and I still was confused at the start of this game. So, hopefully this video here will give you a little bit of basic guidance to get through the initial stages of the game, okay? It's a brilliant game, and I highly recommend you play it. Obviously, I wouldn't be making content about it if I didn't love the game. So I'm hoping that this helps you get through it and join the community and join me on the game. To add to that, if you do want to join me on the game, I'm playing on the light server EU World Twintania. Come join us. If enough of us join, we can make our own free company, and that's a guild if you didn't know. If we want, let me know, and we can make that happen. But we're going to get into my 5, maybe slightly more, best beginner tips to help you get started in Final Fantasy XIV, and this is the first tip, number 1. Tip number 1, don't change your class. Don't switch class. Don't change your class. Don't do it. I'm going to say it one more time. Don't change your class, okay? All you want to do when you start Final Fantasy XIV is focus on getting out of A Realm Reborn and into the expansions, okay? So do not switch your class, because that is going to take up a lot of time, okay? We all have thresholds with hours that we can put into a game before we burn out. Do not spend your threshold of hours on doing side content. Just get through the bulk of the story. That's the main thing that you need to do. Now, if you're playing your class and it feels slow and it doesn't feel as satisfying as you think other classes play, I'm telling you, every class feels slow. Every single one to begin with. If you're looking at other classes and you think, oh, that one looks really fun, or that one looks really cool, their abilities look a lot more fun than mine, I want to play something like that. My class feels slow. All of the classes feel slow. You're not going to find a better class or a better job than what you're playing right now. This is the reason why it took me 3 attempts to get through A Realm Reborn, because I kept switching to other classes, and then I'll burn out and be done with the game, and I would have gotten absolutely nowhere, okay? So stick with your class. Now, if you are absolutely sure and certain that you want to change class, at least get to level 50, where you unlock flying, because it's going to make your leveling up process a lot quicker. Or even better, get to Heaven's Ward first, because you'll have even more classes to try when you get to Heaven's Ward. So don't worry about other people's classes, get to Heaven's Ward. Don't focus on anything else. All right, side point number 1.5, beginner tip, remember to get your job at level 30, okay? So when you start the game, you'll begin as a class. Now, through the game, you'll do class quests and progress your class and get more abilities. When you get to level 30, you will unlock your job. So your job is essentially your awakened version of your class. So if you start off as a Lancer, you'll become a Dragoon. If you start off as a Gladiator, you'll become a Paladin, an Archer, you'll become a Bard, and so on and so on and so on. So make sure you do your class quests and make sure that you unlock your job at level 30. It seems like an obvious one for some people, but it has happened that people have not done it and got to level 50 as a Marauder. Make sure you do your class quests and make sure you unlock your job. Right, now on to number 2. Number 2, do the blue quests. So, you're going to see types of quests in the world. You're going to see one that has like a meteor symbol around. We're going to talk about that one later. And you're going to see another one, which is an exclamation mark with a blue surrounding. You need to do those quests. The reason why you need to do those quests is because those quests unlock features in the game. These are quests that are important to do. They unlock content, they unlock features. They'll unlock things like the barbers, they'll unlock the glamour system, which is the transmog system. They unlock zones, they unlock PvE content, they unlock PvP content, they'll unlock the challenge log and things like that. So I'm going to leave a link to a video that in the description below. Hopefully I'll remember to do this. If I don't, comment and I'll do it. I'll leave a link to a video below which will basically tell you all of the important blue quests that you need to do, okay? So if you see a blue quest, just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. And make sure you unlock everything you need to in the game. Number 3, okay, I've spoke about this a lot in the last video, I'm going to speak about it again, the Hall of the Novice. Make sure you do it. So, the Hall of the Novice will be a blue quest that you unlock around level 15, I think, and it should be in the Adventures Guild of your starting area. You'll know what I mean when you get there. I've said it before, I'm going to quickly repeat why it's important to do it. It teaches you how to play your class. It teaches you how to play your class in group content. It teaches you how to play your role, be that a healer, tank or DPS in group content. It makes you more confident before you begin your journey through instances and dungeons with other players. It's a really great thing to do. It is optional, it can be skipped. I highly recommend you don't skip it. Also, it gives you some really good gear to help you quickly level and progress. So make sure that you do the Hall of the Novice quests and scenarios when you find them. I also recommend you do the guild hests as well, because they're kind of like smaller condensed group content scenarios that will help you learn how to play your role and your class before you start getting into the main dungeons. Now obviously if you're an experienced MMO player, raider, you don't have to do it. I mean, the gear's good and it's worth getting the gear, but maybe you can skip it then. But if you are new or you're less playing a role that you've not really played before, I highly recommend it. Now my 4th tip to remember, and it leads off from my last tip, is don't be afraid of group content. It's not really a tip, it's more advice. Don't be afraid of the group content. It's not as intimidating as you think. People are going to be happy to help you, especially if you're a new player. If you didn't know this, when you first log in as a new player, you have a little green sprout symbol next to your name. It tells everybody that you're a new player. People are going to be very accommodating to you as a new player going through group content. The group content isn't as hard as it looks, particularly like the main story quest group content. You should be fine. You should be fine. And also there's a ton of YouTube guides out there that will help you learn how all of these instances work. So if you are worried, jump on the YouTube guides, look at those. Most of the time you can probably go in blind, but if you are worried, look at the guides and then go through the content. Don't be afraid of it, it's fine, you'll be fine, I promise you'll be fine. Right, my 5th and final and most important tip out of all of them is to focus on the main story quest. Now, the main story quest is the quests which have the exclamation point with the meteor symbol surrounding it. You have to complete the main scenario quest line to be able to progress through into the next expansions, okay? This isn't like other MMOs where you can quest up any way you like before you get to the end game content. You can either grind through dungeons or do whatever you want. In this game, you have to be up to date with the main story quest to be able to move on. You have to do it. Fortunately, the main story quest is by far the fastest way to level up anyway, so just stick to those quests. When you log in for the first time, focus on the main story quest, which is with the meteor. If you skip blue quests, do those as well. Also, remember to do your class quests, and as long as you do that, you will be absolutely fine, and you'll get through the game and the expansion with no problems at all, I promise. Now, my final tip number 6, which is a bonus tip, is start now. Start now. You can start this game completely for free, as I've said before. You can play the base game and the Heaven's Ward through the free trial. That's hundreds of hours of content completely for free. But if you've seen the Endwalker trailer, and if you don't know, Endwalker is the latest expansion coming out at the end of this year. If you want to play Endwalker, the new expansion when it comes out at the end of this year, you probably want to start as soon as you can. I would recommend starting pretty much right now, because to be able to play Endwalker when it releases, you need to be up to date with the main scenario quests, and there's a lot of quests to do, so I recommend starting now. But that are my main tips for beginners or people just starting out in Final Fantasy XIV. I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it useful to you. If you did like this video, please leave a like, subscribe. I've got more Final Fantasy content coming out very, very soon. If you have any questions on the game or any further questions, leave a comment below and I'll be happy to try and answer that for you as well. Follow my social medias, follow my Twitch channel. If you want to play the game with me, feel free. Light Data Center World is Twintania EU, please join. I'll be happy to play with you. Right, so thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye.